This is BPX representing the Blue Pill Exodus. I talk about various topics and share experiences to help you wake up from the Blue Pill way of thinking. In this video, we're going to talk about the big time simping and coming to America. This video was sponsored by Plenty of Dicks. It's the brand new dating site that has the ratio of 100 guys to every one female. Now you can swipe right 1,000 times and get no matches. Check out their new Go Live feature when you can watch girls talk about nonsense and watch all of the guys simping over her in the chat. Use the special discount code MEGASIMP and take an eternity to find your soulmate on Plenty of Dicks now.
You've been sleeping far too long. And now is the time to wake up. This is the Blue Pill Exodus.
Okay, before we begin, do me a favor and click that like button down there. If you have scenes from Coming to America that I haven't discussed in the video, make sure that you leave a comment below. Also, click that bell icon. You'll receive notifications when new videos are released. And last but not least, make sure that you share this video with all of your friends. Okay, so after 30 years in the making, Eddie Murphy is back at it again with Prince Akeem and Coming to America. Now, this might end up being a classic, but there's a few scenes where Akeem is big time simping, and being red pill aware now, you know we gotta just call it out. So I'm going to give y'all a heads up right now that it might be some spoilers in this review. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest that you turn off this video and come back to it later after you watch the movie. With that said, let's get into it. So the first simping scene happens around 1 hour and 14 minutes into the movie. Prince Lavelle is presented with his bride. She's coming over to him and he's like, "Oh, I want to know more about you. What type of stuff do you like?" And she's like, "Whatever you like." And he was like, "Oh, what type of movies you like?" "Whatever you like." So she's naturally submissive and she's ready to serve her prince. But what does Prince Lavelle do? He's like, "No, I don't want that. I don't want somebody who's going to listen to me. I want somebody who's going to have her own mind and who's going to do whatever she wants to do." It's cool if the woman has her own mind, but being in that position as a prince, you have to have a woman who's ready to follow your lead. And this chick was ready to do so. But he wasn't really happy with that, so he took the long route and then he discarded her and went after a more defiant woman, somebody who's not willing to be submissive to him. So the girl was ready to get on his team and she's like, "I want to make you a happy prince." And he's like, "Oh, what about you? What can I do to make you happy?" He wants to be at her beck and call. He wants her to call the shots and he wants her to give him direction. So fellas, if you're ever in a position to be a prince, don't do what he did. You have to be willing to lead the relationship and make sure that the woman who is going to be married to you is willing to follow your lead as a prince. Kings and princes should not be bowing to women and trying their hardest to please them and make them happy. That does not make a royal family. Okay, so simping scene number 2. Akeem gets kicked out of his royal chamber by his wife. Now, come on. Akeem pulled Lisa from Queens. Lisa was an ordinary chick, and then he gave her a major upgrade by bringing her to Zamunda and making her his wife. So really, Akeem has all the power, but what does he allow her to do? He allows her to kick him out of his own chamber, which is crazy to me. You never let no chick kick you out of your own place, and that's cardinal rule number 1. So Lisa's catching her attitude because Akeem has all the power. So she's like, "Oh, well, you don't have to do what your fathers and what tradition says. So I want you to get out and think about it and come back." Well, she didn't even tell him to come back, but she just kicked him out of his chamber and whatnot. And Akeem is like, "Oh, you're going to kick me out of my own chamber? And I was like, oh shoot, he's about to kick her out. Oh shoot, he's going to man up and do what he got to do and take back his throne. But no, that's not what happened. He's like, okay, I'll leave. That's big time simping right there. Especially when you own everything, you're going to have some chick just take over like that and kick you out of your own temple? Nah, that can't work. Simping scene number 3 occurs around an hour and 30 minutes into the movie with Akeem's son Lavelle. He's like, I'm going to try my hardest to make her happy. Well, her being his barber who he's infatuated with. She's just a barber, and he's about to give her the major upgrade to being his wife. But it should be the other way around. Since he has the power, she should be catering to him, saying, I'm going to try to, which she was. Well, actually, she wasn't. But she should be trying to cater to him, saying, I'm going to try my hardest, and I'm going to be a loyal servant for you and your future generations if you take me as a wife, because I'm just a lowly barber. You know, he's about to give a major upgrade, but it's the opposite way around. Lavelle is like, I want to do everything I can to make you happy. That is crazy. That's crazy. Imagine being a prince and then you have your foot scrubber and you're infatuated with your foot scrubber and you simping for your foot scrubber. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. I never saw nothing like that before. Okay, so simp scene number 4 occurs when Lavelle thinks that his father, Akeem, is plotting something nefarious with him just so he could remain in power. Akeem is talking to Wesley Snipes. I can't remember his character's name, but he's some type of commander or something like that. And Wesley Snipes is saying something to Akeem like, that was a wise move on your part, making your illegitimate bastard child the prince. Ha 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 ha. So Lavelle is in the background and he's listening to it and he's catching his feelings. So he rushes over to his girl. He's like, come on, we going up out of this piece. I'm going back to Queens. So he made his decision and he took them back to Queens. He took him and his people back to Queens. But what happens? He's being simpish. She's about to get married in some dilapidated church after knowing a chick for, it seemed like he probably knew her for, let's say 3 months past at most. So 3 months past and he's about to get married at this hood church or whatever like that. But the thing is, he's doing what he wants to do. But what happens? Oh man, he's about to get married and then the chick is like, oh, I don't like this. I don't think this is right. This is not right. We need to do it another way. And what does Lavelle do? He follows after the chick. So what happens? She brings him back to Zamunda and does it her way. See, the thing is, with guys, when you make a decision, you're supposed to man up and you're supposed to follow through with that decision. And you're not supposed to make a chick sway you from your decision. You're not supposed to abandon your decision and then go follow her decision. But that's exactly what Lavelle did in this scene. He came from Zamunda because he thought they was grimy over there, and then he went back to Queens to do his thing, and then he has the chick talk him into going back to Zamunda just because she wanted to do it, and that's not how you do things. Well, that's it for this video. If you've seen Coming to America and you have scenes where Akeem simping big time in the movie that I haven't talked about, make sure that you leave a comment below. This is BPX signing off, saying that you don't have to be an alpha male, sigma male, red pill, black pill, purple pill, or even go MiGTOW. But please don't simp and be a white knight, blue pill, beta male provider. Later.